Week 7 of the fantasy basketball season is on its way, and here's a few guards that shouldn't be on your roster this week. The first guy is Will Barton of the Denver Nuggets. Barton, he's a guy recommended a few times this season to drop, but right now his stats are really dropping, and he's really been struggling. He's already been dropped in 14% of fantasy leagues in the last few days, is Will Barton. And he's a guy that he's just not doing much right now for fantasy owners or the Nuggets, is Barton. His last 4 games have really been a struggle. January 23rd at Phoenix, 1.2 rebounds, 2 assists, 0% from the field. Then the 25th versus Dallas, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 and 9 from the field, 22%. Then versus Miami, January 27th, 10 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a block, 2 threes, 50% from the field. And then January 29th at San Antonio, 9 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists for Barton. So Barton in the last week or two now, 8.3 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 3.1 assists, the 90% from the foul line, 38% from the field. So it's just not cutting for Barton. On the season, he's ranked 185, but in the last couple weeks now, he's ranked 249, and it didn't help that Michael Porter Jr. returned to the lineup, and he's been playing a lot of minutes, obviously, and he gets good usage for the Nugget team because he's one of their top players, so that hasn't helped Barton. He's been struggling, and also Gary Harris returned as well, so Will Barton, he should be dropped in most 10 and 12 team leagues right now here in Week 7. The next guard that should be dropped this week's Danny Green of the Philadelphia 76ers. Danny Green, he went on a decent tear for a couple weeks, but now the struggles have really continued for Danny Green. He's owned in 26% of leagues still, but his percentage has been dropping over the last few days as well. He's went down 9% in owning on the season. He's ranked 109, 9 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.3 steals, 2.5 threes a game, an awful 38% from the field for Danny Green. And the last few games, he just really hasn't done much. January 23rd at Detroit, 7 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, and a 3. Then versus Detroit again on the 25th in Detroit, 6 points, 1 rebound, a steal, 2 threes. Then versus former team the Lakers in a great game with Tobias Harris hit the game-winning shot. It was Green's best game in a few games. 14.6 rebounds, 4 threes, a steal, 2 blocks. So Danny Green, he wanted to show his old team off that why did you trade him, and he had a good game. But then in the next game versus Minnesota on the 29th, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 50% from the field, and 1 3, only shot 2 shot attempts. So Danny Green, he's not a scoring option really over there in Philly, and he's not doing many of the little things as well. He's not really getting steals. He's not really a rebounder or an assister. So right now in fantasy basketball, he just doesn't bring much to the table, is Danny Green, and right now he's droppable at the guard position. And the third and final guard droppable this week is Lou Williams of the Los Angeles Clippers. Lou Williams, he's been the sixth man a couple times in his career, and he's been a great player. But maybe Father Time has caught up to Lou Williams in his 16th season now in the NBA for Lou Williams. Sweet Lou on the season, he's only averaging 8.8 points a game, 1.6 rebounds, 2.8 assists is Lou. 90% from the foul line, which he's always a great foul shooter, but an awful 34% from the field. And in the last week, he's ranked 256, and on the season, 224 is Lou Williams. So he just can't get anything going. And the last couple games, he hasn't done much in them. He had a good 17-point game versus Miami, but besides that, he didn't do much. Versus Orlando the 29th, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. And then versus the Knicks yesterday, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, a 3, and 3 and 9 from the field for 33%. So Williams, he just can't get in a rhythm. Right now, his playing time's about 28 minutes a game he's averaging. But with the big guys over there in Los Angeles, it's been tough for him. With Kawhi Leonard obviously playing most of the season, he's barely missed games. Paul George, Serge Ibaka, he's been scoring well. Nicholas Batum, So right now, Lou Williams, he just can't find the rhythm. And obviously, his bread and butter was scoring the basketball and hitting threes, and he's really not doing that this season. So that's a few guards I would look to drop here in week 7 of the fantasy basketball season.